before I get down to the science of why men love breasts so much, you go ahead and get all of those inappropriate and scientifically unfounded boob jokes out of your system while we roll the intro. Why do heterosexual men love breasts so much? This is not just a question that a heterosexual woman would ask. Because, guys, boobs are just sacks of fat. This is basically a boob. And this is actually a question that scientists have been looking into because they also think that it's a little weird that men get so obsessed about fat sacks. Kind of in the same way that I have inexplicably found myself attracted to men's chin dimples from time to time. Ooh. Now there's this neuroscientist at Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia, who's come up with a relatively new theory about why men are so attracted to women's breasts, and it has to do with babies. So what this neuroscientist is proposing is that the breast-to-brain circuitry that initially evolved in order to bond mother and child via breastfeeding has simply been transposed into sexual relationships. So to smush all of this science down into a digestible nugget, or maybe just into a sack of butter, men are attracted to breasts so that they will stimulate them during sex, which will then activate that breast-brain neural circuitry that evolved in order to initially bond infant to mother, thus eliciting feelings in the woman of bonding to the man. So in a way, it's like transposing the baby where the man is, kind of putting the mother-infant bond into the bedroom. With that, at least a couple guys are questioning whether or not they actually do like breasts. And guys, listen up. When you see a pair of breasts and you're all like, hubba hubba, that's actually something called the brain's organizational effect kicking into gear, which will ultimately, perhaps one day, set off that domino effect of sexual bonding. And the fact that humans tend to have sex face to face rather than, say, back to front is another reason why scientists think that men go gaga for breasts, because that's what they see during sex, and thus our brain associates it with sex. Which makes me wonder that if it was more common in nature to have sex back to front, if in that case shoulder blades would be the new cleavage. But opposing scientists would say to this neuroscientist at Emory University that, hey man, what about cultural differences? Yeah, sure, guys in the United States and in Western countries go gaga for women's breasts, but in plenty of, say, remote African tribes, women go topless and people still get their work done because they're not standing around gawking at boobs, to which that neuroscientist would still say, well, anthropological research is still needed. So guys, if you're looking for a job, you could become a boob anthropologist. You'd have the coolest business card ever. So since it is bikini season, I guess, and thank God that's not actually a real season, what better time than now, though, to think about this evolutionary neurology of why heterosexual men are so attracted to breasts. And I know that some guys are like, take it or leave it, whereas other guys are like, that's all that I want. There's certainly a lot of room for variation, but this is just one compelling theory as to why humans have such a bizarre reaction to what is ultimately a sack of fat.